Are you tired of hearing mental health from a superficial view and you want to hear about realistic views? Well, you come to the right place. A space where healing is central, but also normalized. Your hosts, Danica and Myra, who are in the mental health field, will explore topics that help promote healing in your everyday life. Through our podcast, you will get the real and the work to focus on your healing. Welcome.
Hey y'all, we're back again with our third episode, and this time around, I'm gonna ask a scenario question. You ready for my question?
No, not yet.
Okay, so since you love talking about timelines, I'm gonna hit you with a timeline question. So, how long do you wait before you fart in front of the person that you're dating?
Woo! That is a great question. It's I don't know. I'm a little extra with that. I ain't gonna lie that I will not want to fart in front of that person. It probably took me years, girl, to fart in front of my ex because I don't like to fart in front of anybody. If I'm in front of somebody, I will go to the bathroom and fart.
No.
I just don't like to. I feel like one, it's embarrassing. It's still embarrassing to me as a grown person to fart. And then I don't want you to have to smell it. If it stinks, I feel bad. I'm like, oh no, it stinks so bad. Like I feel bad for the person. And even if it don't stink, you taking that chance every time you fart. It may or may not stink. So to be honest, girl, I'm talking about we gotta be close and we probably gotta be living together where I ain't got no option. You might hear me farting in my sleep or something like that where I have no choice because I get embarrassed easily.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Look at you, I farted on the first date.
Oh, no. Crazy thing is, everybody I've dated has straight up told me, like, if you holding your farts, you're stupid. And I was like, what? Why do they all say this? And they've always told me, like, what's wrong with you farting? Because I'm a fart. So.
And they always do. Everybody I've ever messed with most definitely will let one loose. And it annoys me too. That's annoying to me. Like, because I feel like a lot of, like, just go to the bathroom. Like, it's not, like, don't hold it in. Just go to the bathroom. And if you in a car or something, okay, let the window down. Like, do you? But if you in a house, like, go to the bathroom. I go to the other room. I don't want to hear it and I don't want to smell it.
You got rules to your farting, okay.
What you say?
I said you got rules to your farting.
I know. Dang. Exposed. I'm exposed.
All right, y'all. We want to hear what y'all got to say about farting in the comments. So anyway, so the topic for this week, we're going to talk a little bit about body image. And the reason why we chose this topic in particular at this point in time is because it's summertime and, you know, who doesn't want to wear a nice bathing suit, look nice, whatever nice is for you, right? And I know me for myself, I went to the gym and which I never checked the scale because I've been the same size since the 10th grade. Like if you know me since 10th grade, I've worn the same size, been the same weight. I've gained 3 pounds and lost 3 pounds. That's it. But when the summer hit, I gained, I want to say like maybe, I've been lying, people tell them 5 pounds. I really gained like 9 pounds. And at first, when I checked the scale, I'm like, where did I gain 9 pounds at? But then I put on a bikini and I was like, oh shit, like I really did gain 9 pounds. But then when I started looking, at first I was like, oh my God, like what am I about to do? Like I've never had my stomach be like this, like low-key freaking out. And then I started thinking about, I was like, you be talking all this women's empowerment stuff, you ain't gonna empower yourself. So then I was like, okay, I'm okay. And then I went to the beach and took some pictures and I said, damn girl, you look kind of good. So I feel better about it, but I know that a lot of us, like, we be looking at our body like, oh my God, or like, sometimes I feel like, and I've seen this so often, people comment on people's pictures and be like, are you pregnant? Like, and who asks stuff like that? Or even they'll ask you in person, like, are you pregnant? Like, who are you? Why are you asking me that? So
that's annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's very sad that one, we feel the need to comment on somebody else's body, but the fact that it usually is women, are those who identify as women, who are commenting usually on another person who identifies as a woman's body. So it's like immediately you would think it would probably be more like men, but no, it's us empowering people who are supposed to be down with women supporting each other, knowing how hard it is with the world and the patriarchy literally coming down on our bodies, and then we gonna do it too.
Right.
Like, yo, but when you kind of explain your story about your weight, I immediately went into like, dang, 9 pounds? That's it? 3 pounds? Fluctuating? Girl, when I was younger, I've always been a very thick, body. I've been having body since I was, like freaking 8 or something. Everything grew in fast. My breast, butt, everything. So I've always been like thick or, whatever. So all of a sudden in the 10th grade, I joined a little dance team at school and I just lost a lot of weight. I'm talking about I went from like 150 girl to 125.
Wow.
And that was a lot at the time. Like I look completely different. Like if you go back and look at my pictures, I was small. But even then, because I'm only 5'2", for this like westernized, Eurocentric kind of what you supposed to weigh, I was still overweight at 125.
Right.
For 5'2". But if you look at me, I look small as heck. And if I got any smaller, in my opinion, I would look sick. Because my body frame just is not supposed to be like that. But nevertheless, so fast forward, and this is me. I'm at this time I'm eating whatever I want to. I'm not dieting or nothing. I'm just dancing. I'm just moving around a lot. I lose all of this weight, and then my freshman year I start gaining weight. Freshman 15, girl, mine was freshman 25. Boom, gained all of that weight, and I still at the time I was like, I ain't that big. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that bad. At this point, I've kind of grown into my curves. I feel, everybody want to be thick anyways. I look good. So that's how I was feeling. Right. So then so that was in college. Around college time, I gained about 20 pounds. And every year, girl, I would gain like 5 more pounds. I just kept getting bigger and bigger. And then I moved here 4 years ago when I moved here. And since I moved here, Myra, I kid you not, I've probably gained 35 pounds. So my point, girl,
I guess I want pictures.
We should do some throwbacks on our social media. Matter of fact, yeah, we'll do some throwbacks. We'll show y'all. But everything is like my breasts, my boobs are huge, and like I didn't have this much boobs. Like this stuff is just I'm just bigger. So basically, it makes me think about look how big of jumps of my pants. Like I'm gaining 30 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like that's huge. Like versus 9 pounds, 3 pounds, like those small fluctuating things. And it just makes me think it's pretty much how our bodies are different. And how it even levels out. Because if I told people, which I'm not telling people, how much I weighed, you wouldn't believe me because it looks right because it's all in the right places, or it just works for what it is. But I weigh a lot.
And that makes me think about like how like you're talking about your body and like I'm like a smaller frame. So for me, like I've always been skinny and I've never gained weight. So even me gaining like 2 pounds, I'll be like, where'd the 2 pounds go? Like I want to know where it went because I just did not gain weight. But at the same time, I've always been that person that's like eating healthy and like worked out. Because I've always been like, let me maintain this. But then at the same time, I've always been interested, like, I wonder where would the weight go? Because in my family, everybody's thick. And I'm like the one that's like the odd one out because all my family members, they have massive butts. Like, I mean, like they'll knock you over booties. And they all have like hourglass figures. So I've always been like so different from that. So I've been so used to like, oh, I'm so small, blah, blah, blah. But then that makes me like question to you. And I want you to think about like, how does that play into like the summertime? Because in other seasons, you could easily cover up your body. But in the summertime, for me, like how I was telling you, I was like, how am I going to look in a bathing suit? Because I don't know where the weight went. Am I going to look funny? Then I realized, like, my stomach is not flat like how it was. Then I feel like that puts pressure on other people, too, where it's like, everybody's like, sun's out, buns out, stomach's out, like, everything's out. Like, we all want to have a hot girl summer, city girl summer, hot boy summer. But what does that translate to with our body images?
Yo, I mean, I think it's different for different people. You got some people who are, maybe not the ideal size of what the world wants them to be. Who's like, I'm putting on a bikini, I'm putting on a 2-piece thong, and I'm good. But like for myself, like, girl, I haven't been to no pool parties this whole summer. Like, not because I don't want to show off my body, but it's not like I'm eager to as well. So like how, for instance, people have, I'm gonna buy 40 swimsuits because I want to show off this body. I'm just like, like, matter of fact, Saturday I'm supposed to go to a pool party, and it just so happened somebody invited me, but I'm not like searching out for pool parties because I'm not necessarily eager to put on a bathing suit. I think that I think, like, for sure in the wintertime, I every year I feel like I embrace my body more and more. But for sure, the wintertime is always more comfortable because you can make your clothes look very different. You can hide your insecurities. Just like me, I think my arms are fat and I have stretch marks on my arms, and like it's hot though. I gotta wear, you gonna see these stretch marks because it's hot and I can't cover it up. Even though I know some people who be wearing long sleeve in the summer because they don't want to show parts of their body. But just speaking for myself, it's still an insecurity. Like a lot of my insecurities, have some certain things to do with my body. And a swimsuit, you exposed, honey. You're exposed. I'm talking about every pore, every pimple. If you got any type of acne, people have butt acne and all type of stuff. Like, honey, everybody can see it. There's no type of hiding. You can put a little cover up on, but usually you're exposed. And everybody's just so ready to, especially lately, like I just noticed you don't even see people, or no, I seen a status that said, dang, it said, dang, y'all went from sundress season to lime green neon. See, it's like, what is like the box? And I was dying because I'm like, in my opinion, I haven't really seen a lot of sundresses. You know what I'm saying? Like, like it's so interesting because about 2 years ago, sundresses was it for the summer. I feel like everybody's embracing their bodies more. And so the lime green suit, to me, is more hugging on your body. It shows everything. But back to the swimsuits, everybody is excited to put the thong swimsuit on there. Not everybody.
I got like 10 of them.
See what I'm saying? Everybody, make sure y'all go follow Myra's social media, because this woman, first of all, her body is amazing and she should be a swimsuit model. Well, thank you. But she has like 40,000 swimsuits, and it just seems like she's always on a beach, and I just don't get it. But anyways, the thong swimsuits are in, and I feel like even 2 to 5 years ago, I feel like I was not seeing as many people in thong swimsuits. You know what I'm saying? So as much as we are embracing our bodies more, it makes me think about the people who are not, and then even the people who are wearing these thong swimsuits. How y'all really feeling? Like, are you super like self-conscious when you wearing it? And you just like, fuck it, like I'm gonna wear it because everybody else is doing it, or like what's happening? I don't know.
So then you mentioned stretch marks on your arm, and it made me think about like some of the things that my mom has always told me. So when I was younger, I always had like a lot of stretch marks on my butt, like so many, like I was so embarrassed. And I always had like scars across my knees because I was one of those girls, like I played rough. So I fell all the time, had a bunch of marks. And my mom would always tell me, as you grow older, like you'll learn to love it and it'll go away. And then like now when you talked about the stretch marks, I don't know why, it just made me have these flashbacks. And I forgot I had stretch marks on my ass. But now I'm reminded because my mom told me as you get older, there are some things about yourself that you'll learn to love and you'll grow into. And even like the scars on my knees, like granted, I took a lot of care with them, and like I made sure that I researched how to make the scars go away, but they're still a little dark. But now I'm thinking about like, how does that transition? Because I'm thinking about like younger girls and boys, like how they're looking at their bodies, and how like as we transition, we find new things not to like about ourselves, or there's new things that come with our new bodies. Because now I've been thinking about me gaining weight as me like growing into my grown woman body. So I feel like I said, I've had the same body since the 10th grade. And I'm always telling my friends, like, I bet you when I get pregnant, I'm about to have this grown ass woman body, like after I push out this baby. But now thinking about it, like, what'd you say?
I said,
but now thinking about it, like, now I'm starting to go into my grown woman body, because now like my curves are getting bigger, my butt is getting wider. But then it also makes me think about like, what would I tell someone who is kind of like looking at their body like, I don't really like it, or I don't really like love it. And one thing that I would say is, if they're thinking about like other people won't like me or won't love me, there is somebody for everybody, and there's a group of friends that are always going to accept you, and there's somebody out there for you. But I want to hear from you, like, what are some things that you would tell that person, or what are some affirmations you would share with them? That person is like, I'm not really liking my body. It's summertime. My friends got on their thongs. I ain't wearing that. Like, what would you say?
Immediately makes me think about also the theme of surgery, but we'll have to have a different, for sure, podcast for that. But it makes me think about that, because immediately it makes me think people like, well, make yourself like it, or what are you gonna do about it to like yourself, But I think if we're not talking about the extremity of surgeries, then I think it takes literally affirmations every day. It takes looking at, say, your stretch marks and appreciating some type of beauty within it. Looking at your stretch marks and be like, oh, this reminds me of how far I've come in the sense of my body image. So I think it's a daily progress, daily something you have to work on. And it's something that it takes time. Like I said, like I feel like with the stretch marks on my arms, I have no choice. I'm forced to become comfortable because I don't want to be hot. Right. And I'm not about to let people's views of my stretch marks make me hot. Even if I am uncomfortable, like when I meet new people, I'm like, oh, they looking at my arms. You know what I'm saying? Like it still is uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, I'm like, it's stretch marks. It's my body. I don't care. It's like it's who I am. Like I can't do anything about it. Right. So if for the things you can't do anything about, I feel like you have to create ways to literally love them, and at the very least accept them.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I will also say, like, if you're somebody that's into social media, be conscious of like who you're following, and try to follow people that are more positive about the body image that you have. Or even now there's this really big movement about people who have acne, and there's all these like acne positive pages. Like, so there's something out there to support you in every realm. Just be very cautious of what you're feeding your soul, and be feeding your soul positive things, and be reflective of that, and how that's making you think about yourself, and how you can yourself make yourself think about yourself in a more positive way.
Yes. So as we want to make sure that we are keeping on time with our topic, we're going to go ahead and move on. Marva, you got anything you want to talk about? Body image? Anything else you want to talk about?
So I'll transition into my article of the week, and kind of talk about, so this article is called Girlhood Interrupted, and we'll share the link, but you can also Google it yourself. So it's called Girlhood Interrupted, then it has a colon, and it says The Erasure of Black Girls' Childhood, and it's by Rebecca Epstein, Jamila Blake, and Thalia Gonzalez. And basically it kind of just breaks down, like, I don't know how familiar y'all are with how Black girls are treated in schools, but usually they're not nurtured, protected, or supported. And so in this article, they talk about what Black girls need. They say that people think that Black girls need less nurturing, less protection, to be less supported, to be comforted less, and they are independent. They know more about sex, and they know more about adult topics. And it kind of talks about how this plays into like their childhood, and like how this makes them grow as a person or how it stops them from growing as a person. But I suggest that y'all all read it. If you're really into stuff about Black children in schools, I also would suggest Push by Monique. I think her name is Monique Morris, and it talks about the decriminalization of Black girls in schools. Since this is called Black Women's Pod, I just want to share that to keep y'all all engaged about like some of this new research that's coming up, because like I didn't even know about these things. Like I know there's been a lot of research around lately about Black children in schools, but I didn't know they were saying so many things about Black girls in particular versus white girls. And I think that it's very important that we as Black people are knowing what's being talked about and what's going on with this research so that we can be better parents to our kids. So that's my article for the week.
Yes, y'all check that out. Girlhood Interrupted. Like she said, be better parents, be better aunts, be better uncles, be better people to our Black little girls. So our next segment is going to be discounts. So we want to give y'all good discounts every episode. And so I probably found this this gym maybe like 2 months ago. And so it's called Holy Gift Healing Massage Therapy. And so you can literally Google it, or it's also on Groupon. And it is a $30 hour Swedish massage, and it's in Los Angeles, kind of like near Beverly Hills. And when I tell you, it's only one woman, and she is bomb, like real deal, takes her time. And y'all, it's only $30 for an entire hour, and she makes you feel so special. And so I plan on doing one at least once a month. I already have one scheduled for October. So yeah, y'all should check that out if you're in the LA area. Make sure, even if you don't get the Groupon, you can get it on Holy Gift Healing Massage. Like if you Google it, you can find it on her website as well. So y'all take care of yourself. Let's enjoy our bodies and feel good by getting massages.
It's crazy that you mentioned massages, because did y'all know that September is self-care month? So with that, I want to make our takeaway catered to self-care and tie it into affirming yourself in your body. And so I was just Googling like self-care affirmations and body positive affirmations. I didn't really see anything that stuck out to me. But I was just reading something and it talked about just taking a walk. And it just made me think about like taking some time to give yourself some time to just step out and enjoy being outside and grounding your body in nature. Because I don't know if I'm really into research, so I'll talk about research a lot, but just being in nature has a lot of healing components, and even a 30-minute walk does the body good. 30 minutes outside during a walk, those people who tend to do that tend to have less symptoms of depression and experience depression less. So that's just my takeaway for the week. Try to get outside and take yourself for a walk. And maybe on this walk you can affirm yourself, or maybe in the morning you can affirm yourself, but making sure you do some self-care stuff. And that's it for this week. Thank you for tuning into today's podcast. Be sure to drop a comment on any of our platforms or even shoot us an email. We will be back next Monday. Make sure to tell a friend and tell a friend. That is it for today's Black Women's Healing Pod.